Hey guys, Jesse Stoddard here. I'm just really excited to come to you live from the COVID-19 corner, an area of my home office area that works for my Wi-Fi and everything else. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about what the secret is to getting leads first, lead generation. Everybody makes it so complicated. It's ridiculous. And what I wanted to do today was talk to you about an epiphany I had. And this is through working with clients. This is from my own experiments, reading a lot of books, studying marketing for years and years, but actually doing it for myself and for clients and then seeing what happened. And, it's really funny because there's so much technology out there that it's really easy to be like overwhelmed. And yet, we forget the most basic things while we're so focused on the tech and the bells and whistles. So one of the main things is your offer. And actually, might be the only thing that really matters when it gets down to it. And here's what I mean. And I'm going to give you an example of a situation in a story. So I was for a long time beating my head up against a wall, trying to figure out, how to get more leads for my own business. And I'm going to actually go get out of the marketing agency world because if you're not a marketing agency, you might not be able to relate to that. So I'm going to go way back to when I was doing fitness. I was in the fitness business. And so in the fitness business, here's something that happened. This is kind of a retail type of thing, but there's also sort of an online component because you can sell, you could sell information, you could sell nutrition, you could sell coaching. So it has kind of a dynamic experience, but it's still essentially a retail business, right? So we would struggle with, the competitor is over here offering what looked like the same thing. And there's gyms all over the place. So how do you get somebody to become a lead for you? How do you get somebody in the door? And what I found was, they were always trying, back in the day, it was like the Valpak coupons. And although those still can work now, by the way, I don't mean to, do those at all, but it was just it was a lot of paid ads through mail. Sometimes you'd even go as big as maybe radio, maybe local TV. I mean, that'd be on the high end, but even in the early days of the internet, you'd have your website and, you were paying some local service to, Google or whatever at the time was just getting going. So, and then one day it clicked to me that all we really need to do is offer something better than the competitor. Right, and sometimes I know that sounds common sense, and if you're in like maybe you're if you're a lawyer or a financial planner, you go, well, I can't. It's so regulated. There's only so much I can do. But there always is something if you use your creativity. So in our case, it seemed tough because it is what it is. You pay for the gym or you don't, and we don't. But it occurred to me that all I needed to do was basically build up enough value in the buyer's or prospect's mind, speaking directly to what they want and only what they want, and also come forward very transparently with what I didn't do, with what they did not want. So, for example, if they did not want to be railroaded with a sales, guy at the front desk, them hard when they walk in, then I purposely go out and here's what we do not do. We do not do that, and that made us different. That's part of our unique selling proposition. It's what made us different. Okay. Another thing but you can't expect people to know that you're really good. You have to tell them that this is what we do and what we would do differently. So that's what we would do. And then another thing that we did was we would say, hey, you want this in the back in the day, personal training and nutrition, all these things were big giant upsells and they were separate and it was expensive. So what we did is, I remember one time I just did this as a test. I created this 14-day fat furnace or fat blaster. We had all these silly names for it. It was a 14-day program and it was a nutrition system. And for me, it's stuff that I was doing all the time anyway. So from my point of view, I'm like, there's nothing special about this. Is not different. But I realized from the customer, they didn't have that point of view. So what I did was I took it and I framed it, I packaged it in a way that they would understand. And I made a big deal out of something that to me was just an everyday thing that I did, which was design a nutrition program. Now we had nutritionists and dietitians, we had some really good systems, and we wanted something that would be inexpensive to to do for people, because we couldn't do individualize it for every single person at rock bottom price, and that's what I wanted to do. So I created something that was pretty darn good, and then made it easily customizable to the client, and then I offered it at a low price, not a price that was so low that I wasn't making any money, not bargain basement price, but just an attractive price. So I took that and coupled it with my program, and I thought, I'll just experiment. Nobody's going to want to buy this thing for an extra, $30. And I emailed my list, and I think 20% of the list bought it, or something insane. And my point is that sometimes we are making it so difficult when all we really need to do is come up with a really good offer. So if your offer is good, if your offer is unique, and that's tied to your unique selling proposition, if what you do can be tweaked or different or just slightly modified in a way that is attractive to the client, to the prospect, and then we let them know about that, a lot of times that's all it takes to get a lead. I'll give you another example. One of the partnerships we have, I have Vantage Targeting, along with Stoddard Agency. We do a lot of the high tech stuff with the finding the right audience. So here's another thing that made this unique selling proposition work, and what made the leads. We're getting people that are very interested in this just because of the offer. Well, it's for wholesale real estate. So if you're a wholesale real estate person, you're basically trying to get something under contract and sell it to an investor. You're looking for leads all the time. And right now with COVID, people are at home and it's all done over the computer anyway, and online and on phone. So, this is something, all they really need is the leads. They just need more leads. But the problem is they're all advertising in the same exact way. There's so many of them. And what they don't really do is they don't really have good targeting. They don't have a good list. So every marketing service, every lead generation process, every funnel, it starts with the list. So with the list and a unique selling proposition and a good offer, those two things make everything else almost unnecessary. Complex funnels and follow-up, that's all important. There's a place for it all. VSLs, sales letters, landing pages, click sequences, automation funnels, all this stuff that's in the middle. Well, sometimes that is just convoluted stuff that's getting in our way from who's the person that wants the thing and what is the thing that they want. And we just, all we are as marketers is we're testers to try to figure out how to be matchmakers. What we really want to be is matchmakers. So if you're in business, all you got to do is figure out what's the ideal target market, perfect list for you, and put the perfect offer that matches up with what they want in front of them. That's all it really is. And if you want more phone calls, that will get you more phone calls. We're getting a lot more leads now once we started doing this for our clients and for ourselves. So back to the wholesale real estate guys, they need these people that want to sell their home fast. And they also want people that have equity in their home. It doesn't make any sense if they don't have equity. It's not going to end up a good deal. They can't really do anything. They're not in a position to do anything. So they need someone who has equity, who also needs to sell fast, wants to sell really fast. Their home might be dilapidated. They might have weeds growing up all over the place, or they might be pack rats. Who knows what those reasons are? But the real thing is that they need to have equity, and they need to there'd be a motivated seller who really wants to sell fast, and so they want that cash offer. Right? They want to be done. They don't want anything in the way. Okay, that's really what these guys are looking for. So what happens is all we really need to do is find that person. Now through technology, there are big data sources out there, and you can't do this with just regular Facebook targeting. Facebook doesn't allow it. But if you can either buy the list or you can use these big data resources, then you can take and find that list of people and put your ads only in front of them. So that became our USP. So now we go back to these wholesalers and, well, you're spending money on ads, or you're doing all the traditional stuff and it's not working the same. And you're getting a lot of junk leads. Why are you getting a lot of junk leads? Because you're putting your offer in front of the wrong people. So you can have the best offer and the best funnel and all this fancy website stuff, but the wrong people are seeing it, and now you're getting junk leads. You're not getting anything that you can do anything with. Junk. I mean, they're human beings, so they deserve respect, and they should be, you should follow up with people that looking for the people that need help, but they don't think that that's they don't think that's a good use of their time. I don't blame them, because it really isn't the right buyer. So for us, this USP was, hey guys, Would you like us to just get you, all these leads and they're qualified because we're putting it in, we're doing all of it for you, but more importantly, we're putting it in front of the right people. Yes. Now all of a sudden hands go up for these wholesalers who want our leads. So I'm going to ask you, what could you do in your business to create a better core offer, a unique selling proposition that makes you different, and put it in front of the right people? And then all that other complicated tech really is just bells and whistles. It's like icing on a cake, but the cake is the offer and the people. Those are like the two main ingredients. Everything else is just extra for fun. So hopefully you got something out of that. Leave some comments for me and questions. I'd love to get back to you, and hopefully we can do business together. If you're looking for more leads and you want to get leads, first go to getleadsfirst.com, and that's a way for you to get leads first for your competitors using the right lists, and we can create a unique selling proposition for that for you with you. All right, have a great day, guys. We'll talk to you next time.